Alright guys, so this is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Captain Vern Lunar, who asked me to do a pretty fun crossover. When I saw this, I was like, I need to get to this as soon as I can. And that is Scooby-Doo and Tremors. Yep, I think this is the first time I've ever talked about Tremors on my channel, like ever. I think this is legit the first time I've talked about, could be wrong, but I think this was the first time I've ever talked about Tremors on this channel. And for those who don't know, well, I don't think anyone knows, I fucking love Tremors. I really love a majority of the movies, not all. It was one of the first, like, when growing up, that was like one of the first big monster movies I saw as a kid, so I was hooked. So Scooby-Doo Tremors. Alright. But before we go any further, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, you guys start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started with this video. So the story is that the gang is going to Las Vegas to go to TrapCon, which is probably a thing for something a little more not safe for work, but we're not going to talk about that. So TrapCon is more or less a convention built around traps that Fred really wants to go to, and they're going through a road that they think will get them faster, and that leads in Perfection. However, as they're going through Perfection, something hit the car, or something hit the mystery machine hard, and it damaged it. So they managed to, but the group managed to get it close enough to the town, close enough to the town of Perfection. And if you're wondering where we are in movie continuity, I would say this would probably be like after 2, but before, well, I guess after 3. So we're like somewhere in the series. We are like somewhere in the TV show spin-off. Anyway, so from there, they're like, well, Velma already knows, like, this is Perfection or Nevada. I probably, like, she's like, I know what probably hit us, and everyone's like, what? And she's like, graboids. And Scooby's like, graboids? Woo! And that's when she says graboids. They're a race of worms that are predatory, and they hunt through vibration. And Shaggy is just like, so they're a monster. And she's like, no, they're a prehistoric kind of worm. And he's like, are they big? Yeah. Do they have a big mouth? Yes. Do they eat people? Yes. Then it's a monster, Velma! It's a monster! That would totally be Shaggy's reaction, is that it's a monster. So now with the with the mystery machine damaged, and the gang live in Perfection, they're just kind of like, well, what do we do? Unfortunately, they're told, like, straight up, look, we don't, like, the nearest place that would have car parts is in Bixby, but maybe we can help you get you there, or rather, one person in particular, and that person is Bert Gummer. And Bert is just like, all right, listen up, troops, I'm only going to say this once. We are in a hostile territory. Therefore, you will do what I say when I say it. Or failure to comply will get you eaten. So they they go with Bert to get to Bixby. That's the whole journey, is that they're going to Bixby to get these parts for the mystery machine, and that's the gist of the adventure. So I guess, like, how you could probably do this, there's as to what you could do with this, there's so many, like, fun little ideas. That's just the general plot. This is one of those where I'm like, I don't really have, like, a full-on plot, because it'd just be fun. And there's more, like, just fun scenes I would like to see done with this story. Like, for instance, I would like to see Shriekers eating Scooby snacks. Like, if this was not a legit thing, you would definitely need a scene where, like, Shriekers get into the mystery machine and just start eating all the Scooby snacks. That would be perfect. I would even love to see a scene where, because it would just be completely ridiculous, just a moment of Scooby-Doo riding one of the graboids. Also, just this, there's just a lot of fun of just, like, the gags you could do, like Scooby or Shaggy fall into the holes that it was left behind by the graboids, and now they're stuck underground with it. And you would, like, I would love to have this scene where, like, Scooby's, like, digging furiously underground with the graboids chasing him. You just see these two, like, tunnels, like, being formed, and it's just like a race between Scooby and the graboids as it's chasing him, because Scooby's just digging, just erratically, and just going and going and going, and the graboid's right behind him, and he would, like, just out of nowhere, just juke the graboid, and it just runs face first into a boulder, and it just knocks it out or kills it, and Scooby's just like, smarter than the average graboid. Or some crazy shit like that. I would even love to have, like, a scene with the ass blasters where one's charging up and Shaggy, like, pulls out a thing of s'mores and just when the ass blaster goes off, he's like, like, they may have a horrible name, but they really make some good s'mores. You know, just have a lot of fun with it. So there you go. So once again, I'd like to thank Captain Vern Lunar for this Patreon request, and you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? I know it's not a big plot, but really, it's more... Oh, I would even love to have a scene where Fred and Bert bond over making, like, tactical plans and traps. I would love to have it. That would be a fun scene for me, of having those two bond over traps and planning and setting traps. Yeah, because I don't think Fred gets enough friends in the shows. He never gets to, like... He's always with the main group, which are all friends, and we never get to see him, like, hang out with someone who shares his, like, interests in some degree. So I would have him he would be friends with Bert. Anyway, so yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this crossover? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit them below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys get the 4th tier and start sending me requests. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.